Paying down debt with the highest interest rate first is the general rule of thumb, but what if I told you this actually makes it longer and harder to not only pay off your debt, but increase your cash flow? In this video, we're going to go over how I was able to rearrange my debt and increase my cash flow by $350 a month and pay off all of my debt faster. I'm Jeff Winberg, founder of CommonwealthToday.com, where we teach next-generation financial education to get your money working for you instead of you working for your money. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button and also click the bell icon right next to it to make sure you get notified when we upload new videos. Typically, when people are trying to figure out how to get out of debt and pay off things, they take them all, rearrange them with the highest interest rate first, and then go down the line with the lowest interest rate. I did this as well for all of my life, and it seemed to work, but it was pretty slow. Never really seemed to get ahead. But folks like Matthew Pillmore over at VIP Financial and Garrett Gunderson at Wealth Factory, they kind of like tweaked my thinking a little bit, and they focus on cash flow. So I started trying to figure out like how I could do that for my own finances and bills and that sort of thing. And what I found when we did this is it gave us more to work with every month, which then allowed us to pay off things much faster than if we were focusing on the interest rate only. Now, yes, we might pay a little bit of interest. However, for me, it was more about the emotional side of it, where it was like, man, we're paying this off really fast. Or, oh, just by paying this off, we freed up this amount of money, and then we can just roll that into the next one. Okay, then when we pay that off, we can roll it into the next one. And it there's the snowball effect. This helped make it kind of like snowball faster, at least in my mind, because we were able to pay off the things that were the most inefficient and hogging most of the cash flow, and then roll the cash flow that we freed up into other things that were also taking up cash flow until like we, kind of snowballed it down. So the folks over at Wealth Factory, they figured out the cash flow index, and basically what that is it's a way of analyzing your loans and debts to figure out what is the most efficient loan and what is the least efficient loan. And the least efficient loan is a loan that eats up a lot of cash flow to basically make the minimum payment, where in a more efficient loan, it doesn't take as much to pay the minimum payment each month. The formula is basically your total balance divided by your monthly payment, and that gives you your index score. And the higher or lower this number is lets you know where it falls on the scale. So the lower the number, that's the one you want to kind of like put at the top and pay it off first, because generally what you'll see with that monthly payment is it's going to be a higher amount than the rest of them. And this allows you to pay things off much faster because you're freeing up more capital to work with instead of, paying all of your monthly payments and paying off one where the monthly payment is $50 versus $500. And it really kind of renders the interest rate of the loans or credit cards or whatever irrelevant. So let's look at some math. We're gonna actually hop over to my computer and look at the cash flow calculator. This is the same process that we went through on my personal loans and debts and things to free up $350 first, that then rolled right into the next thing that we're working on paying off right now. And if you want this calculator, just visit the link in the description and you can download it and use it for yourself. Okay, so here we are over at the cash flow calculator, and let's say that we have 4 inefficient loans that you're trying to pay off. Now, you've arranged them with your highest interest rate first. So again, how you calculate the cash flow index is basically the loan balance divided by the monthly payment, and that gives you the cash flow index number. So let's say we've got a $5,000 balance on this credit card, a monthly interest rate of 19%, and the minimum monthly payment is $50. You can see that the cash flow index number is 100. The next one is a credit card with a $10,000 balance. The interest rate on this one, let's say it's 4%. Minimum monthly payment is $400, and the cash flow index is 25. And then finally, we have a line of credit with a $3,000 balance, 15% interest rate. Minimum payment is $40. You can see that the cash flow index number is 75. And finally, we have an auto loan with a balance of $25,000. The interest rate is 3.5%, and the minimum monthly payment is $500 with a cash flow index number of 50. So these are all kind of made up numbers, but I tried to like keep them somewhat varied so you could see like cards with high interest rates and also cards with low interest rates. That doesn't really matter when we're looking at this, and I'll show you why. So you can see that servicing these loans costs us $1,010 every month. And if we look at conventional wisdom, if you paid off the highest interest rate first, which is the $5,000, you'd free up $50 a month in cash flow. Then you'd still have to cover another $960 every month, because basically you'd subtract that $50 off of the $1,010, 10. And you might save a little bit of interest in doing that because that's the highest interest rate first, but you still have to cover $950 a month. However, if you optimize for cash flow, things are going to look a lot different. You're going to free up a lot more money to work with right off the bat, and then you're going to get things moving faster because you have more to work with each month. So if you rearrange the cash flow index from lowest to highest, you'll see that credit card number 2 with the $10,000 balance, 4% interest rate, that's going to be the one you want to pay off first, because once it's paid off, you're going to free up $400, and then you would only have to pay $610 every month instead of $960 by paying off the credit card number 1. And then we would move to the next lowest number, which is the auto loan with a balance of $25,000. And yes, the balance is higher, but you freed up $400 to pay on this $500 auto payment. So that's going to actually free up $400 extra for you to pay every month. So it's going to be actually like paying $900 just on your auto loan. So it's going to be paid off much faster. And then once you free this up, you're going to have $900 a month extra to pay off on these other loans. And those are going to be paid off very fast because the minimum payments are so low. Now, the first time I saw this, my eyes kind of went crossed, and I had to kind of do some more studying and rewatch videos and that sort of thing. So I'd encourage you to get the cash flow calculator by visiting the link below in this video and kind of put your own debts in here and figure out these numbers for your own personal things, and then you can look at them. What really sunk it for me was when I started looking at the minimum payments that I was making on all of these loans and seeing like, oh man, if I paid that off first, that's going to free up so much money. And then if I just continue taking that same amount that I was paying and servicing all of these loans and keep using it to service the loans, but roll that into the next one with lowest cash flow index number, and then roll all of that into the next one, it really starts to snowball and it really starts to move fast because you're working with more cash flow every month. And then I started making other decisions to increase cash flow that then I can then use on this as well. And it really kind of changes your outlook when you start focusing on cash flow. So that's why I would encourage you to do this for yourself, but then also as you're making new decisions in the future, think about cash flow instead of interest rates and monthly payments and that kind of thing. Think about what it's going to do to your cash flow. Is it going to increase it or is it going to decrease it, and by how much, rather than the interest rate? And again, if you need to, watch this video multiple times until this really sinks in, because this is super powerful in not only increasing your cash flow, but getting you financial results that you're after. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because that lets us know what content to make more of or less of. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos. And finally, if you know somebody that would find value in this video, please share it with them, because we're really here to spread the message of financial education that gets your money working for you instead of you working for your money. We don't want to have debts where, we're working on outdated information to get ahead. We want to use current models and current ways of doing things that really work for us instead of us kind of just being out there working for our money. I'm Jeff Winberg, and we'll see you next time.